I'm
All right, go.
thinking of one thing there. Yeva in M13 was a disappointment some of the time. And she was obviously a lot better than this guy.
Was Yeva was that big of a disappointment in 13?
Actually, she was. There were decks. The decks you lost to when you played green were decks that didn't care a lot about Yeva.
Hmm.
So you were already winning on the ground. So she didn't do as much as you expected her to. But this guy can send his bonus to the air even if needed.
Yeah, if you have an air defense,
Yes.
then he does that.
So I think I'm comfortable with first picking him. But he might be worse than that.
Well, I think he has a reprint from Avacyn Restored. I think maybe. Wonder how other people rated him before.
It is from Dark Ascension.
Dark Ascension. Okay. How was he rated then?
Looking. Trying to spell to Ascension. Looking at the Channel Fireball Dark Ascension review. LSV. And he is saying it isn't difficult to pick up a 2-for-1 with this. He rates as a 3.5. That's pretty much a third to fifth.
Okay. So I'm looking at it again, and it's like, am I picking him over a bomb? I kind of sort of view him as a bomb, but he's not really that high quality. He's not going to just win me the game if he sticks around. So maybe I'm saying first pick is a little hasty there.
Yeah.
We can probably go down to second to fourth, or third to fifth even would be fine.
I think a typical third to fifth pick is Centaur Courser.
Oh, I think he's better than the Centaur Courser.
Yeah, I would say he's too. So I'm thinking second to fourth there.
Okay, that's fair. Verdant Haven though. Bleh.
Yeah, how did you pick that in RTR Block, where you really needed the fixing, right?
I super needed the fixing. It was okay. So the Verdant Haven is ramp, and it does gain you 2 life, which is not insignificant, but it's pretty meh.
I mean, it's very late ramp. It ramps to the 5 and the 6 drops.
Yeah. But mana fixing is... I think we're probably going to rate this about the same place we're going to rate the Darksteel Ingot, which I think we said 7th to 9th.
Yep.
Right? That's probably about where this fits. Since there's no Arbor Elves in this format, or even the... there's a guy in Greenside Watcher in Gate Crash that you can tap him to untap a gate. There's nothing like that in this, so Verdant Haven loses a little bit of its effect.
True.
Eh.
Moving on.
Yep.
Plummet.
Let's go sideboard card.
I think there was an interesting discussion on limited resources at the time, where how high do you pick a super relevant sideboard card? And this, I listened to that discussion. There was someone who came on and said that I've picked Plummet really high in M13. So I started doing that, and it worked. This was a really, really good sideboard card.
Yeah, I mean, a Doomblade for Flyers seems pretty good to me.
Yes, so I was picking it as a 5th to 7th pick in M13. And of course, green was a stronger color in M13. But I think it's somewhere around there.
Okay, that's fair. I'll go with you there because, of course, that's definitely your thing.
Yeah, and I think this is... what about the aerial predation? That was just a sideboard card, right? Or?
It was a sideboard card. It was primarily a sideboard card. But in full block RTR, Aerial predation wasn't that good. Aerial predation was much better in RTR.
Yeah. I
You know,
remember people main decking it in RTR.
yeah, because the flyers in RTR were just so powerful. You had things like Skymark Rock running around and the
Yeah.
Skyland Predators, and so that was the Azorius colors where blue-white flyers mattered. Were in RTR. So
Yeah.
main decking aerial predation was certainly not entirely wrong. Sometimes it was a dead card in your hand when you're playing against Rakdos or something, um, but the upside of aerial predating their Skymark Rock was just so good that you didn't mind main decking it.
Yeah. And I think Blue White Flyers has gotten better in this core set compared to the last one.
That's scary.
Which it still was a quite good deck in M13, but I think it's better now, and green is worse. So I think this stays at 5th to 7th pick then.
All right, sounds good to me. What about
Imposing Sovereign? Sovereign?
Imposing Sovereign?
Yep.
So this is like blind obedience on a stick. He passes the vanilla test. So if you have an aggressive white deck, then he's okay. Like he's a 2/1 for 2 is still good, and then creatures your opponents entering the battlefield, they can't block. That's pretty relevant. So you're saying their biggest creature can't block. The guy that they just played each turn can't block you on the crackback. I'm taking this guy probably 3rd to 5th, maybe 4th to 6th.
That's definitely something that you need to check if you are the aggressive white deck, or if you're like white blue flyers. This is not the card you want.
Well, white blue flyers could still use it.
For what?
So if your opponents are playing anti-flyers, such as spiders or whatnot,
Yeah.
deadly recluses, then this guy isn't bad. You get to get in for some more hits.
Yeah, but it's still a lot worse.
Yeah, it is a lot worse than blue-white flyers deck, but
Maybe 7th and 9th in defensive decks.
yeah, you're not. But even in defensive decks, he's not bad, right? He can block their grizzly bears,
Yeah.
so he's still a fine creature.
Yes, and that's
So, yeah, he's okay, not super exciting. That's what I'm saying. I think 4th to 6th, or even 5th to 7th is fair.
all right.
All right,
Let's
so dismiss into dream.
nice name.
Yeah.
It
7
requires a
mana.
lot to work,
He does. It requires so much.
but then it wins.
He does win by gradually sweeping your opponent's board as long as you keep targeting their stuff with things.
I think that goes pretty quick. If you have like this and Rod of Ruin and any sort of board stall, you're going to win.
Yep. 7 mana though. 7 mana to get to that board stall, and then you also have to have another card to make it good. You need to have another recursive card to make it good.
It looks like the engine of a casual deck.
Yeah, he definitely does. He
constructed.
definitely looks like the engine of a casual deck. That being said, like if you can combine this with like Blightcaster or the Rod of Ruin or whatever, it doesn't take a lot of work. You just, as long as you can grab a quality uncommon to go along with this card, this is pretty good.
Maybe you need something that targets for free, so you can actually hit something on turn 9 or something when you cast this.
Yeah.
Because if you have to wait till the next turn before you get to kill something, then it's really bad. There's the Blightcaster. You were right about the name. A Blight Speaker was the guy in Modern Masters.
Yeah, I think I said Blight Speaker, so.
Okay. Dismiss into Dream. Are you main decking this?
I don't think I'm going to main deck
No.
this. So, what does that make it? 10th to 12th or something?
Yeah. Let the guy who wants to build a Dismiss into Dream deck, let him try.
But what about the Lifebane Zombie?